So sometimes we're going to start taking the bait when we start a debate. I just made that rhyme right there. Don't take the bait by starting a debate because they want you to do that. They want you to do that. We got to focus on building up the walls of protection, the walls of self-cultivation, rather than focusing on the bait. And the bait is somebody goes out and does some crazy stuff or talk in a way that's just limiting to a limited, ignorant type of way. And what some people are focused on is, what did they say? Let me debate what they said and how my values, how they go against that. What we should be doing is hearing what is being said, right, with a keen sense of hearing. What is being said? What is being planned? Right, to see based on what's being said so you can protect and build rather than, like, it's like, don't get distracted by the accident and then you're not going home making sure your house is not burning down. You're like, yo, this is a fire game, right? This is a fire. We'll focus on the fire. Well, focus on the defense. So I want you to start focusing on your defense, internal defense, mental defense, spiritual defense. Offense keeps the game going, right? Offense is what keeps you watching the game. That's what keeps the media running. The game is in the media. So if you keep playing offense, butting heads, trying to score, trying to make a point, guess what you're actually doing? You're keeping the game, the matrix, you're fueling. So that's why we're playing defense. So defend your mind, defend your spirit, defend your health and your vitality, defend your immune system. All right, so now that we talked about not playing the offense so much, not scrolling and watching these things so much, you probably have to mute some people right now because they're probably going to post a lot of these things, because that's really not going to do much. Don't even watch the news that much. It's good to check the headlines. It's good to get it, like, sometimes to know what's happening, to hear, to see in it sometimes. But when we focus on it so much, yo, it's just so much, right? We need to know what's going on, but we don't need to be all up in there. We need to focus on defense. So let's talk about that. The immune system, building the immune system, building a defense, a plan, right? Building wealth, right? What happens if things start to go left? Nikoi said, egg breaking from outside ends, life egg breaking from inside create. Oh, if an egg breaks from outside, it ends life. If it break from inside, it creates life. I like that. I see that. That's deep. That's deep. So, yeah. So how to stay at peace during these tough times? What are you feeding into your mind, and how are you building walls of defense? Okay? So first of all, self-confidence and self-esteem. Let's talk about that. Self-confidence and self-esteem is very important. And faith. Those are the three things. Self-confidence, self-esteem, and faith. And it's just like, if you, as you know your worth, right? As you know your ability to overcome, as you know that it's not just on you, but it's on God, you get a sense of power about the future. And another thing is vision. Vision. Self-confidence, self-esteem, faith, and vision. Something pulling you in the future keeps you going, even though things in the present seem like it's really holding you back, right? A person with a vision says, we're in a battle, let's go somewhere. I have a vision. So we're in a battle, I'm like, let's go somewhere. Let's work on our health. Let's work on our minds, because there's a vision. I have faith, so I'm like, let's go somewhere. I'm not scared if rocks are being thrown along the way. So vision is, let's go somewhere. Faith is, let's go somewhere regardless of the rocks that's possibly gonna get thrown at you. That's what faith says. And then faith says, those rocks are not gonna be used to hurt me, but they're gonna use to build up the fortress. That's what faith says. So in these times, you gotta have vision, you have to have faith, and you have to have self-confidence that you're the type of person that could figure things out in these times, right? You gotta confide in the God within. Confidence. confide in. Confide in your ability to overcome by working inside out. When you break from, okay, when an egg breaks from inside, it creates life. I wouldn't say, I said when an egg blossoms from the inside out, when it comes from, when the essence of the egg, it blossoms through the shell, life sprouts. But when the shell gets squeezed, you, you you don't give life enough time to sprout, so you kill off the possible chicken or bird from the egg. So when we let challenges of life bombard our minds and we crumble ourselves up, we're breaking outside. But when we find the courage within ourselves and we decide, hey, I'm gonna give more life to life, I'm gonna add value, I'm gonna set a vision, I'm gonna have a goal, I'm gonna have faith, and I'm gonna keep working on myself every day, then we're working inside out to handle all the challenges of life. So we're blossoming out of the egg. Now the egg has now became a chick, then a chicken, and so forth and so on. So I'm saying that to say right now is a good important time for self-cultivation. So you might ask me, like, am I scared about what's happening? I'm really not scared. Like, I don't have everything figured out. I'm still on a mission. Like, my goal is still to lead people and share the message of health, holistic health and wellness, staying mindful, staying at peace. Like, that's still my goal throughout this whole process, in a world where there's like so much racism and there's just like division, but there's also a lot more community. So I'm choosing to focus on building community. So I'm not worried about the thousands falling at the waistline. I'm focused on 100. I'm focused on 100 that are linking together and growing together. So sometimes we're looking at the media and we're focused on the thousands falling in my left. Like, though thousands fall on my left and on my right, I still have faith and I'm leading 100. You know what I'm saying? So this is the way we look at it. Though thousands are falling on my left or on my right, I'm keeping my vision ahead and I'm walking and I'm having faith that the rocks being thrown at me is not going to hurt me, but I'm going to use them as a building tool. So we have to have a sort of courage. We got to encourage ourselves and have a faith if we're really going to be able to display the sense of calmness and resilience that not only our friends and family need, but that our children need, that the people you care and love need. So during these times, it's important to do that. Now, why am I talking about this? Because we need people to step up, right? We need people to step up. We need people to lead. We need people to share their gifts. It's a time where not only are we having community, but you got to share your gift. You got to share your voice, however it is. So a lot of times it becomes a money complex. People are not finding themselves valuable, not because of they don't have a gift, not because they don't have a message, not because they can't add value to the lives of others, but they're thinking that they need money to be valuable. I'm here to say to you, it's not the money that makes you valuable, but it's your vision, it's your mission, it's your reason for living. That's where your value lies. It's your intrinsic value. So I'm saying, what can you bring out here inside of you in this time? And what can you cultivate within you, right? You don't necessarily have to go save the world. You say, so you can't save anybody till you save yourself. So it's not necessarily what can you bring out here, but it's also about what can you foster within here, right? What can you build up? What can you heal in your body? So staying at peace during these times have to do with cultivating your peace. Your routine and rituals, your habits are going to dictate your peace. How you wake up, do you wake up to build walls of defense, or are you constantly indulging with the offense and just like getting offensive, right? Taking offense rather than building your walls. Are you juicing, right? This is a major way you can start building your defense system is by juicing. Like, clean up your arteries, right? We can start as simple as that. That's defense. By moving, juicing, moving, that's defense. Like, even dancing and singing is defense. Those are things to fuel the spirit, as if you fuel the body itself. Exercise movement, dancing, all not only affect the body but affects the spirit. Nutrition affects the body and affects the spirit. So we have to start to build up your defense systems, not just in the sense of just your body, but literally protecting your family type stuff, right? This is beet juice. You want to get the recipe, you got to DM me. So now I'm going to tell you beet, celery, ginger, carrots, turmeric. So we have to keep using, we have to keep building our defense system. So an example is actual protection of our family. Like, we have to think about ways to defend our families. Now, right? I'm thinking about not just the spiritual, but the practical, right? So building defense systems, maybe you might have to get more camera systems. You might have to set some stuff. You might have to put some bats around your house. I'm not saying to have a spirit of fear, but I'm saying have a spirit of faith, but make sure that you're ready to buck if you must. You get what I'm saying? Right? Like, David had a slingshot and he had faith. He didn't have faith without a slingshot. Somebody said, well, David didn't have like a gun. Right. He didn't need one. He just needed shot. He needed a slingshot and he needed faith and he needed consistent practice with his slingshot. David did practice in his slingshot. So you might just need a bat and some bat swinging lessons and then place them around your house. You don't need a whole, so there are different ways you could defend. You might say, hey, I don't want to get a gun, or that's fine. There's other ways you could put. Now, you might just need to learn self-defense. So I teach Qigong. Some of you don't know that Qigong is actually self-defense, but you haven't signed up for the class, so I don't know what to say. I don't know if you signed up or not. But it's like, we have to build our defense. We have to know how to move. We have to wake our level of awareness. By building also a defense, is not just martial or knowing how to swing a bat or how to shoot a gun. The defense is also spiritual. These are the tools of the masters, like clairvoyance, or just like knowing, like all the sixth sense abilities, intuition, or just like knowing something is coming around the corner, having a good sense of your space and time. Guess what that does? That allows you to develop your ability to sense a threat. So when we do spiritual practices like Qigong or meditation or breathing, what we're doing is we're also tapping into that, to that innate divine ability to be able to know what's happening around us without necessarily knowing what's happening, right? So when we elevate from a spiritual level, we also defend ourselves in the physical world. So when we know without knowing, then we can defend automatically when things are happening, right? Like, it's just like you just kind of know, yo, that's coming right behind me right now. You get what I'm saying? So that's another way of defending. And what's a third sense of defense system? Defending your finances, right? Defending your finances, right? Setting up a bridge, right? Or a wall. Defending your finances is, you gotta guard your pocket. There's a quote that stuck with me about finances. It was like, make sure, like, I think I said this quote, but it was something about guarding your pocket. But I say, make sure you don't have holes in your pocket. Before you try to put it in the piggy bank, you might just have to check your pockets and make sure you don't have holes, because you might try to save money, but there's holes in your pocket and the money is dripping out, which means there are expenses that you haven't been looking at. So getting budgeting apps, having a budget, all these things are gonna help. So make sure you defend your wallet and then form a bridge to invest your wallet, right? One of the major things I'm working on in 2020, defending my wallet and forming a bridge to invest my wallet, to trade my wallet, to turn my wallet into workers, right? Form a bridge so that you can create a trade route where your worker bees, your money, make you more money, right? By investing, right? You can get yourself an asset, or you can get yourself a portfolio, Or you can start investing in cars and put them on Turo, Airbnb. However, you can turn your money into worker bees to bear the fruit. So turn your money into worker bees so you can bear the fruit. If you let the worker bees go out, they're going to spread around that good pollen or whatever it's called to cause more fruits to bear. But if you keep your money in one place in the honey pot and you're like, I got a bunch of honey, then guess what? The honey might run out. So you gotta turn your honey to worker bees to make you more money. I like that. I'd be rhyming on point. Okay, that's it, right? So not only do we guard our wallet, but creating a wall. Also got to take this advice, working on it myself. So next, we turn our money to worker bees. We got the finances, we got the mind, we got the pockets, and then we got the family, we have the physical. What else? Your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is being influenced every single day, and there's a chance that you don't even know it. And you're like, yo, what? My subconscious mind is being influenced every single day. Well, your subconscious mind is the iceberg underneath the water. Now, yesterday there was a workshop on the subconscious. Text replay to 561-510-9605 for that. Yeah, so the subconscious mind is being influenced by what you're seeing, what you're hearing, what's coming through your five senses, and in the emotional state that you're put in. Here's what I discovered. The reason why movies influence your subconscious mind to such a point where it dictates how you see life is because movies take you through various emotional states. As you go through various emotional states, it causes your subconscious mind to be more impressionable. Like literally by watching certain scenes, you can go from uh, feeling love and secreting oxytocin to feeling fearful and secreting cortisol. You're like, I feel so much love by watching this scene. Next thing you know, you feel so much fear. And the next thing you know, you have adrenaline because now you're excited and you can't wait to what happened. So movies are taking you to various emotional states and then they're implanting subconscious seeds in your mind. Okay? So I know I'm dropping these things on you, but I really want you to hear this. As you watch these things, they get you in emotional states that is you wouldn't normally get into without that image. Because there's some experiences that you see in movie that you never ever experience yourself, but you're able to experience it through someone else. However, through the dialogue, you are being impressed upon subconscious beliefs. One of the most important defense systems you can build for your mind, for your growth, and to change and evolve is to stop watching what you've been watching. I mean, this is the advice I need to take myself. One of the major ways to guard your subconscious mind is to stop watching what you've been watching or consciously watch what you've been watching. It's either you stop watching it or you only watch it when you're conscious. And by that I mean you have to come to a understanding of what's really going on. Unless you have that awareness to know what's happening in this and seeing the lesson or being able to observe it, unless you're able to step outside the movie and the show and observe it, don't watch it. Why? Because when you watch it without being in the observation mode, you become the observation. Technically, you become the experiment because you're automatically being planted seeds in your mind that you have no idea. No matter what you're watching, there is somebody at the top, at the top, at the top that had a plan for it, that had a message behind it. But little did you know that it was all part of a scheme. Now, there are themes for all different movies. There are themes for them. And if you watch the relationship between them, you can see how when one comes out, the other comes out, and what rhetoric that is going on. It's up to you to look at that, but there is mindsets are being built based on movies, based on colors. Sides are being projected. There are literally Democrat and Republican being impacted in your subconscious mind with colorism, and you have no idea. So let me give you an example. I'm watching the show Cobra Kai, and of course it's the derivative is a Karate Kid continuation. Karate Kid. You see my Tai Chi suit, so you know I'm gonna watch Cobra Kai. So in that Cobra Kai, they had two sides. They had the side, the Miyagi, and the Cobra Kais. Cobra Kais signified really just what we see as the people who are bad, or people who or like bad. And then Miyagi, though, was seen as the good. What they did throughout this whole show is that Miyagi Do was represented as blue the whole time, blue. And Cobra Kai was represented as red. From their facial expression to the decisions to how they interacted in the world, they were being portrayed, from my perspective, doesn't mean it's true, versus the red side against the blue side. And if you see the dialogue, if you see the way they interact, the leader of the red side, amazing awakening, they're listening, but was that the leader of the website had facial expression and he talked like Donald Trump. I was like, wow. But if you're unconsciously watching this as a kid who's 16, you have no idea that politics are being ingrained. Now, each of them have a reason for what they do. And then the show shows their reason. And then you could think to yourself, you can come to a conclusion, well, I see why they went out and said no mercy. Look, the blues didn't show no mercy either. So I'm going to do the no mercy, boy, no mercy. They kept talking about no mercy, no mercy, no mercy. Get what time we live in? No merciful time. So these shows are influencing your subconscious mind. Now, is my subconscious mind influenced, or am I consciously watching? I just explained to you a viewpoint, a belief of it. Doesn't mean it's true, but it can be true. However, I've stepped outside and I've observed what I've watched, so now I can choose my perception, and I didn't allow them to dump their perception in my head. So as we watch different medias, we have to understand that it's mediating between our conscious mind and subconscious mind. So what you watch is influencing your mind. So I'm going to share something that's a little bit okay. So one of the things that I'm seeing as well that is severely causing us to, our immune systems are being hurt by our expression of our sexual energy, which is meant as a creation power. That's what it's called, programming. Our sexual energy, which is meant as our creation power, is being manipulated, is being very manipulated. Yeah. And what I mean by that is the things we're watching nowadays, they are really hypersexual. Everything is being hypersexualized. The music is crazily hypersexualized. Now, everyone can express themselves how they want. You could wear what you want, you could do what you want, you can be sexy. In fact, part of our immune system has to do, we need to feel love, we need to feel fine, like we need to feel sexy. Like I need to feel sexy. If I don't, then I don't like myself. It's part of our limbic system. So ain't nothing wrong with that. However, when we only see the sexiness in our body, then our sexual energy just came from internal to external, and then now we're judging ourselves based on what we see. So this sort of idea of what our sexual energies mean, we are breaking down how we feel about ourselves. Now we just don't even feel sexy anymore because we think we gotta look like that and look like them and look, when in reality that's not really what is it about. So as we hear these songs and we watch these shows and we look at these photographs, and then now that it's everywhere, it's on IG, it's on steroids now. So what does that do? It causes sexual traumas to perpetuate, because not only did these things happen on social media, but they happen in our own lives. Like we all have sexual traumas, guys and girls, right? We all have it. We all, like, either you were on the side of like the ignorance of not knowing or the ignorance of following what we saw when we were 16. Like I grew up seeing that, look, yo, if you want to be the man, you gotta be a player. Like that's what I saw on TV. But I started to develop my own idea of what that means. So over time, I grew. Like when I was a child, I thought as a child. When I became a man, I put away all childish things. So like when I was more younger, like around 21 and less, I used to look at life in a different lens. Like I was wondering, how do I get more? How do I get some? Right? That was my idea. But after I started growing and freeing my mind and God started to lighten my heart, I started to think more about like, yo, this is definitely a matrix. Like there's a other person on the end of this transaction, which is not a transaction, which doesn't make sense. But that's what we've been seeing on TV our whole lives. And sometimes we have to stop watching it in order to change our subconscious mind, right? I don't know why I had to share this message today, but I think it's needed because we're getting sick. Now, watching, like listening to music now, I'm like, yo, like it's good to dance and have fun and feel sexy, but everything just can't be about it. Like, I'm gonna share this viewpoint. Don't take it as the facts or whatever, it's a viewpoint. Why is that majority of the female rappers only talk about a lot of sex? Now, somebody might say that's not true. That's the mainstream ones. Like, who's in charge of all the mainstream ones? And I've heard so many dope lyrical and others like female rappers that are not mainstreams. But we keep listening. We're feeding into that now. So guess what that's happened? It's perpetuating the same sexual traumas. So that cycle keeps going, man, and it never stops unless we stop feeding the media. Unless we stop feeding it. We got to stop feeding the media. We can't play offense. We have to play defense. And the best defense is you got to stay grounded. Now, I play basketball, so I know what it means to be grounded. You have to bend your knees, you got to squat low, and you have to tighten your back. You got to tighten your core. You got to get low, bend your knees, tighten your core. And then you got to have a determination. Put your hand out, and you got to look at your opponent. And you got to play defense. You just you're just looking at your opponent, but you're focused on just you're playing defense. You're moving. You're maneuvering to wherever they may go. You find a way to stop them from robbing your subconscious mind. That's what I mean by playing defense. You got to get low. You got to get down and dirty. You got to get grounded. So right now, you got to start going outside, getting in touch. Your root chakra needs you the most. You need to be around green. Like, honestly, tomorrow, Meditar Institute is right here on this live. She's going to be sharing how to get into the meditative state tomorrow at 12 p.m. 12 p.m. How to get into the meditative state tomorrow on Zoom. I'm going to drop the link really soon. So after this, I want you to register for that to come. This helps you ground your root. You got to start affirming and doing stuff to ground yourself. In addition to all these other things I talked about, defending yourself, defending your immune system, defending your finances, defending your pockets. It's a holistic living we got to do now, right? Because there is a battle on your mind. There is a battle on your mind, and the only way we could win the battle is by defending our minds. And are we going to just watch, or are we going to defend? So, y'all get ready for tomorrow. I'm excited for it too, Queen. I know you're going to add so much value and bring so much peace. So, getting rooted. Now it's the time for community, right? Sometimes in life, you got to go through some tough times in order for you to develop to the person that you need and that others need. And 2020 was that time when you was going through that stage where you needed to develop to be the person that you need and the person that the world needs. And if you're watching this right now, there's a chance that not only do you have a desire to change and evolve and be able to defend your wellness through these tough times, but chances are you want to help others do the same. So everything that you've grown through in 2020, These lessons have to be the tools for your current leadership in your life right now. How you learn to navigate in 2021, all the preparation that you did internally, the work is manifestation year now. They say we're in the age of Aquarius, right? They say we're in an age of create. They say in an age where we're doing the holistic health and wellness. This is your time. I'm going to say it again. This is your time. This is our time. This is your time to heal yourself. This is the time to bring your healing tools to the healing school. This is your time. Sometimes it's you go through these tough moments because you were being schooled so that you can now teach. Each one teach one, each one reach one. When I reach you, you go reach someone else so they can reach someone else so they can reach someone else. You never know when it all comes back around and affects those you love the most. Sometimes you can't touch somebody with your word. You got to touch somebody else so they can touch somebody else so they can touch that somebody. So you think that, hey, I don't need to impact somebody else's life. Well, if you want to impact your kids, you might need to impact the person who's going to be their teacher. So right now, not only do you need you to step out here for your fulfillment, but the world needs you, your kids need you, your family needs you. So in 2020, I had to let go of first needing approval from other people. I wanted people to affirm what I was going to do because I looked up to them, or I wanted my parents or whoever to affirm. I had to let go of that. I wanted my teachers to affirm, and I had to let go of that. I had fears about what would happen if I spoke the way I want to speak, about what I want to speak, how I want to speak, and build what I want to build for our communities. I thought, whatever, what would happen? But at some point, you have to let go of fear and you have to step into your courage and you have to do what you got to do. And the best thing you got to do right now is to bring yourself out here. The world needs you. You need you. You need your spirit. You need your essence. Like, you need you. So let's get out here now. Okay, this is your time. I'm going to say that again. This is your time. This is your year. This is your point of evolution. This is when your life will never be the same post this time. But it's the time we start to play defense. The world needs you. I'm going to keep saying that. God has been working through me to connect people in these times. And I'm grateful that He's been doing that through me. I'm opening myself up because this is needed. The world needs you. I don't know how many times I'm going to say that. You need the real you. The pseudo you has been taken over for too long. And if this doesn't apply, don't hear it. The pseudo you has been taken over you for too long. The pseudo you is that little shy you, like, I don't know if I want to do this. But the real you is like, yes, you can. That was me though, like 2020. I'm like, yo, every day I woke up, I'm like, man, I feel like I need to lead an internal revolution. Like, I need to lead a evolution. I need to empower people to do something. Like, I know I'm powerful. I have the voice. I have the heart for it. I have the skill sets, the talents. I've been through the life school and I'm ready. But I'm like, the pseudo self is, but you don't got it all figured out, Ed. But hey, you didn't start this. You don't have a lot of money, bro. But I had to get out of that. I had to let go and let God. I had to sit and I had to understand. I had to let go of the fears, the limitations, the things I thought I needed, and I need to start to open up. So I'm doing it. This is your time. I'm going to leave it at that. It's the time that we start to play defense. Defend your mind, defend your spirit, defend your time, defend what is going into your subconscious mind. Defend what you're feeding your body. Defend your pockets. Watch the holes in it. Check your pocket if there's a hole in it, because you might just have holes in your pocket. So what's the holes in your pocket? Get rid of the holes. What's draining you? Get rid of the energy drainers. Defend your energy. Defend your space, defend your time. That's what we got to do. We got to play defense and physical defense. Learn how to defend yourself out here. Listen, you need to start taking yourself a self-defense class or something. I teach Qigong. I'm grateful I learned it. I teach Qigong. And that's also defense. As you do a spiritual practice like yoga or Qigong, increasing your intuition, just meditating alone, having more intuition builds up your ability to sense without even seeing things. Like knowing there's somebody right around the corner. Or like, like I'm so amazed how my mom somehow know things without knowing. Like you walk in and just like like something right there. You just left this. I'm like, how did you know? I'm like, I don't know. That's just the oracle feature. And as a woman, you got what I call the oracle ability. I'm gonna leave it at this. You got the oracle ability. Now, men have intuition too, but women have intuition enhanced to defend the household. So you got to start to use that rather than letting that being suppressed and being robbed through the media, right, of how you express your sexual energy. All right? So 2021, you got to defend your sexual energy. I'm going to say this one right now. You need to go celibate. So not for everybody. For some people. I said that. I never said anything like that before. But there's a time for everything. I don't know. Somebody need to hear this. I'm going to say it again. You need to go celibate. You need to go celibate and go celebrate yourself. You got to love on you for a couple times. You need to go defend your sexual energy and transmute it into Shen. So that way you can evolve and develop your oracle feature. I'm going to tell it straight to you. 2021, no holding back. You need to go celibate for a little bit. Let that go. Why am I holding back? You need to go celibate. You need to defend your sexual energy for a little bit. It's okay. There's other ways you can stimulate your sexual energy, right? There's other ways you can transmute your sexual energy. You need to work inward, the knowledge of yourself. This is the time. This is the time to defend your energy. This is the time to elevate spiritually. The age of Aquarius means we got to start having these conversations. That's what that means. We got to get in touch with our spirits, right? I'm an Aquarius myself. Like, I'm an Aquarius in real life. And the reason why we all need to start to elevate spiritually is because the matrix is becoming more matrix. I don't know if you realize it. We've always been in it, but now we're getting into a digital world. There are digital gods and digital guides. What you think is a decision you made was based on an algorithm. You thought you made your own decision, but you were algorithm to it. So your mind is being, listen, they're giving you drug shots through screenshots. Okay. They're giving you drug shots through screenshots. Let me give you an example. Watch a cute baby. Oh, that's so cute. Oxytocin, bang, drug shot. Watch Washington. Damn, these people are crazy. Cortisol, drug shot. Hold up, my camera just cut off. I'm gonna give you some more examples. Keep tuning in. Don't go away. Okay, there we go. All right, you looking at your phone again. You're looking at an inspiring story. Dopamine, 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 dopamine. You're scrolling. Dopamine, dopamine, dopamine. Yo, you're getting drug shots with screenshots. I'm telling you, and they're strategically doing this. You gotta defend your mind. And the same thing that's freeing you is enslaving you. Mm, that's crazy, isn't it? So share your voice. I'm like, go on social media, share your voice. The same thing that's gonna free you is gonna be this. But if you consciously use it and don't let it use you, then it's no longer gonna do that. That's where the consciousness lies. So this same device in which I'm sharing this message with you is empowering, at least I think so. It's the same device that can get you stuck all day, not getting yourself out here. The same thing that you use to like to speak power into people is the same thing that's locking you up to not speak power into the person right next to you. And this is my life. I wish I was like telling you about them. This is me, okay? 2021, we're keeping it real, 100. This is me in my backyard. And I'm saying we need to discern what's really happening here. So here's what I mean. If I'm going on social media and I'm posting a post for 60 seconds for somebody out here, 20, okay, let's say 400 people who's gonna see it, and the 40 people who's gonna view it, maybe. I'm just kidding. Don't put your limitations. Okay, no limitations, no limitation. The 4,000 people who's gonna view it. So you're like, yo, they're gonna see it, but then there's like one person right next to you. You're posting for 40 people, but there's one person in real life and you're not talking to them. So the same thing of which you're adding value, it's robbing the value you can be adding to somebody right next to you. Man, okay. I don't know. I'm putting a lot of energy out today, so it's kind of getting me. It's getting me elevated and drained at the same time. I guess that's what this does. It takes a lot of chi to do this work, especially when you add the honesty into it. But I'm grateful for being part of the journey and elevating, stepping outside myself, knowing that I'm not just a personality, a physical being, but I'm a spiritual being who's always trying to express itself. And I'm allowing myself to be more open. I'm calling you because the reason why you're watching it and sticking through it is most likely because the light that is within me resonates within you as well. And you've actually started to build it because we all have that light. However, some of our lights change colors. And when our colors attract, what we're doing is we have a resonance and our energies, our vibrations are aligned. So that's because we align. So there's a chance that you are a healer yourself. I don't know for sure. I don't know what you're thinking. But maybe your goal, you want to really touch the world. You want to impact the world. You want to lead, or you're already leading, right? So I'm just making this message to say, get more of yourself out here, right? Start to participate in the movement and the evolution and this revolution. So get yourself out here, build a community, start growing, start to link up with others, start to have these conversations. Let go, defend, defend, defend. It's defense time. We gotta play defense. All right, that's my message, and I am sticking to it. It's the Holistic Motivator, and I want to thank you all for watching this and being part of the personal development session. Today was a great day. I shared a lot. My mind is just it's kind of drained now. So that's why I decided to stop it here. But let's keep the conversation going in my text messages. If you haven't done this yet, I want you to shoot me a text. You won't regret it. In fact, you're gonna get access to the workshop. So text me workshop right now so you can get access to the breathing, how to get into the meditative state workshop with Meditar Institute. Make sure you check out her profile and follow. Her very presence will get you into peace. Her presence, you just got to look at her and you start to calm down. So you want to get here because if the presence brings peace, then the words is going to bring clarity, which also brings a lot more peace. So also text that number so that you can get that. Another way you can subscribe to this podcast is by going to edtalksdaily.com. You go to edtalksdaily.com, you subscribe, you're going to get a daily, and if you subscribe via the email list, you get a daily reminder for the podcast. If you subscribe on your podcast app, you get it on your podcast app. You could leave a review on that site. You could donate. You can get a free audio book, so many things on edtalksdaily.com. Once again, it's time to play defense. Before you go, let me give you a quick little review. I said if you can't get yourself a gun, get yourself a bat. Right? Learn how to swing. And if you don't have external defense, at least have self-defense. So learn how to defend yourself if anything is happening to you. Guard your pockets and form a bridge. Look at the holes in the pocket and form a bridge to allow that for investment. Major things I'm working on. I said guard your arteries, drink some juice to cleanse. And also guard your mind. Don't let anything influence your mental garden or your subconscious mind. Make sure you pick out the weeds, prune the leaves, and refine your mentality. So guard your mind. The next thing I said is guard your spirit. The best defense for your spirit is spiritual offense. There we go. The best defense for your spirit is spiritual offense. So do the practices that will get you into peace. Praying, singing, dancing, meditating. There we go. So that's pretty much it. Have a great day. Stay blessed. Stay empowered. Remember, you have the unlimited power in you to achieve whatever it is that you want and to become the person you were created to be. Until that happens, until you start to believe it, the world will forever miss all your talents, all your gifts, and all the great things that you have to offer. So remember, let your light shine. Don't hide it. Don't dim it. Thank y'all for watching. Stay blessed. Peace.